what I wanted to talk about on back of what David and David have been talking about was a scheme that ran in the West Midlands in, I think it's come from 2004 to about 2011. I was quite heavily involved with it towards the end of that period. So I've just got a little video clip that shows the scheme that we ran in Telford at that time, and then just some of the details behind it, which again, kind of learning from the past, some of the things that were definitely possible kind of 10 or 12 years ago.
If your home is in need of urgent repair or modernisation, why not contact Telford and Wrekin Council's Home Improvement Agency? We offer a stress-free, low-risk way to get those essential jobs done by helping you access an affordable loan from Art Homes Limited. The council also organises and checks all the work for you. Perhaps you have a leaking roof. This type of job just can't wait, but you might not have the money to pay for it, or perhaps you're having difficulty getting a loan because of your credit history or income. Perhaps your home would benefit from new windows and doors or electrical rewiring. Or maybe you've been dreaming of updating and modernising your home with a new kitchen, bathroom, or state-of-the-art modern wet room. Maybe you don't have the money saved up, or you're not sure who to get in to do the job. That's where we can help. Telford and Wrekin Council's Home Improvement Agency can get it all done for you. If you want to pay for the work yourself, you can still use the service, but with our help, you can relax while all the hard work is done for you. If you're a homeowner of any age with a household income of less than £15,000 and cannot access finance from traditional high street lenders, you can apply for a loan from us. All the work will be funded and organised by the council and completed by council-appointed contractors, giving you complete peace of mind. There is a variety of loans on offer through the Home Improvement Agency, working with Art Homes Limited. You can get a loan to improve your home through the council, even if you've had trouble borrowing from other lenders in the past, and you can be assured that the loans provide a safe and secure way of getting the money you need, unlike other untrustworthy sources like loan sharks. Loan shark lending is a crime. You may end up being threatened, or the amount you owe may keep growing even though you're making repayments. The loans we can offer you are affordable and tailored to the needs of households with low incomes. They also carry a guarantee of no repossession while you live at the property, and all the work carries an insurance-backed guarantee. To summarise, you must be a homeowner of any age, have a household income of less than £15,000 a year, and be unable to access finance from traditional lenders.
That was a kind of little video clip just showing you some of the details of the loan and the scheme of how it worked. And this was a presentation I gave back in 2009, which I've recycled. I've kept it the same, just so you can see what we were talking about in 2009, when as a kind of collective, all the local authorities across the West Midlands were working on a service improvement project to improve the delivery of the Kickstart scheme. And I was the manager of Telford and Wrekin Home Improvement Agency, which was set up in 2004. And I think we joined the Kickstart scheme in around 2008. So fairly traditional structure of an agency with a manager, a couple of admin officers, 2 caseworkers, 2 technical officers, and kind of 3 handy persons of some description. And the kind of key thing, I think, particularly with the loan program, was it was very caseworker based. So somebody who would work holistically with clients, looking at their wants, needs, and aspirations. They had a basic understanding of construction that when they visited, and the idea was to agree a support plan and then commission other services as required. And we kind of looked at it from a strategic point of view, looking at the results from a stock condition survey across the borough, looking at the amount of equity available in households compared to household income. So you can see that most people on lowish incomes had a reasonable amount of equity available in their home. And also, we kind of going through the scheme for a little while, we found that the average age was slightly lower than it was for kind of typical people going through the DFG process. So it's about half and half. So half were over 60, half under 60. And we started officially in 2009, which with a launch with Craig Phillips, first winner of Big Brother, if you remember him. And it included assistance throughout the process, approved contractors, insurance back warranty, and we also included a grant within the regulatory reform order policy for any unforeseen work. So it was completely safe in terms of how the process worked. And this service improvement pilot was part of the process, and different local authorities did different bits of it. But the Telford pilot was particularly experimenting on the process and the use of caseworkers as the primary person that met the applicant or the householder, whereas many of the schemes were more technical officer led. We had a variety of marketing methods, recorded those. So back or pieces in the free council paper were the most successful. We set up a new process. So you can see, probably can't see that this well, but the kind of column on the left is the client, and the next worker in is next column in is the caseworker. So the vast majority of the process was done between the client and the caseworker. Some involvement of the technical officer, some involvement from the art homes who provided the financial advice, but the majority was very much the caseworker and the homeowner working very closely together. So the process included the inquiry, where the contact assessment was taken, and things like land registry search and online valuation was done at that very early stage. The intention was to try and do that within 8 days, but through the process, we settled on doing that within 22 days. But then the visit included a holistic assessment looking at a range of outcomes, which led to a support plan, which may or may not have included a loan element to it, may have included grants or DFGs or referrals to home energy services. And for straightforward projects during the visit, we had an estimate calculator, which could quite easily and quickly bring up estimates for home repairs. We could assess whether somebody has a mortgage, and if appropriate, then book an appointment with the financial advisor to visit. And there were two sorts of loans. One was an unsecured loan, where it was a relatively small loan. I think it was up to £3,000, where you got half of it as a grant and half of it you paid back monthly. And the other bit was an ESL, which was equity share loan, where the amount of loan was converted into the percentage of the property. So if you had a £10,000 loan on a £100,000 property, you had a 10% loan, and then as the value of the property increased, the amount that you had to pay back would increase by the same percent. So if it increased to 120,000, the value of your loan would increase to 12,000. For complex projects, the technical officer was then involved. And but if the loan was involved, then this is where Art Homes got involved and did the financial advice. That was all processed through. Caseworker was continually involved with the process. We set up various different ways to get the quotations, but it was key part of the process, and the contractor and the client worked quite closely together as well to develop the scheme that they wanted. So for instance, if they're having a new kitchen, similar to the way if you were buying your own kitchen, the client and the contractor worked together to develop the scheme for the kitchen. Because this was them taking a loan, it wasn't them receiving a grant. As a quotation schedule we used, that went through a kind of a 2 or 3 week process where the contractor and the client built a relationship. All the contractors were vetted and approved. We had a code of conduct. We had a leaflet for clients where they probably are having builders in for the first time in many cases. So this kind of guided them through the process. Loan completion process. Always had a pre-start meeting to agree how the works would be done. On-site inspections. So we had a grant for unforeseen works. A visit to sign everything off on completion, and then warranties for the work as well. Um, those were kind of the timescales we were looking at, and very much based on close working between the caseworker and the financial advisor, and creating an efficient and effective process that had good timelines, good relationships between the client and contractor, that we felt was easily scalable and flexible for other agencies to use.